Africa's gift to its tribe. Homegrown radio. Ekaya.
Because at the end of the day, we are trying to focus on our key functions, our core functions as a business. If we do not have the capacity to do it ourselves, we outsource. But those are partners. Let me give you an example. And this is specifically on key partners. Obviously, as time goes on, we'll be speaking about the other segments. But for key partners, a perfect example is KFC. KFC does not make its own chickens. It outsources them. Where do they outsource them from? Sometimes Rainbow Chicken, depending on what the contract is, or another chicken farm or poultry farm. But that is a key partner, because without the chicken, they cannot sell us streetwise tools or family treats and so on.
Wait, is the business
on Homegrown Hustle. Our Homegrown Hustle.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and fellow home growers and fellow entrepreneurs. The name is Bliss CBA, aka Mr. X Factor Youth himself. Now, I'm coming forth to you today to speak about how to hustle and the art of hustling. What I want to speak about specifically today is about business model canvassing. Now, in the generations that we are in, we're thinking about time. It's all about instant gratification. And because of that reason, we don't have time to be drawing up a full business plan with an executive summary, all these things. There's one simple solution to this, and that is a business model canvas. A business model canvas basically summarizes what your business is, the business flow, how things move from one place to another. And how you can categorize it is into 9 categories or 9 segments. And the ones we're going to start with first are the 3 keys. So it's key partners, key activities, key resources. And then we move over to the cost structure. Then there's the value proposition. And then you look at the distribution channels. Then you look at the customer segments, revenue streams, so on and so forth. So basically, you put it into a map. And if someone were to ask, what exactly is your business? Who are the key partners? You basically put it on one piece of paper, one pager, and you can slide it to them. And a person can have like a whole understanding of what the business is about. Now, as time goes on in the Homegrown Hustle, we're going to be speaking about the specific segments. But I just want you to know that there is a simple solution for entrepreneurs who are really cognizant of time. Because as entrepreneurs, time is money. And because of the fact that we're not working for anyone, we don't have a 9 to 5. Any time that we spend, we need to ensure that there's a specific distance. I mean, I'm sure you remember in school, when you speak about maths, there's always distance equals time times speed. That is also the same thing in the entrepreneurship space, where your time plus your speed equals the amount of distance that you've made, distance that you've covered within a day. So let me give an example about time. If, let's say, you are busy with one operation within the whole business sphere, and someone calls and asks for a quotation, rather than say you're going to speak to finance, because you don't have a finance person, you are that finance person, and that's money potentially coming in from a potential client, you quickly focus on that. You know, someone says they would like a quotation by 9, you send it at 8:30. Because you really want to ensure that that time is used wisely, you can send it through and move on to something else. As entrepreneurs, we are busy. We are constantly busy, constantly thinking about something. We are trying to make things happen. You know, so time is of critical importance for us. And because of this reason, we really want to express, like if we want to give a person an idea of what our business is, rather than give them 18 pages, 50 pages of a business plan, here's a business model canvas, here's our key partners, here are our key resources, here's our cost structure, our revenue stream, our value proposition, which is essentially what you are giving the client or what you are giving the customer. And then the customer segment, which is essentially your avatars, the people who you have the potential to sell to. So all these things can be put up in a business model canvas, and that is why it's important that for entrepreneurs, for people like us to move forward, to propel, to dominate, we need to keep things simple, because quite frankly, we do not have different departments where they can go into greater detail. As an entrepreneur, you're a one-man show until you scale up. Then that's when you can start employing people. But because you're a startup, or you have a startup, or you're a one-man show, time is of importance. So you are the operations, you are the finance, you are sales and marketing, you are all of these things. You really don't have time to be delving into drawing up charts and stuff like that. You want instant gratification. So a business model canvas is important. How do you find these things? How do you know where to acquire or to get a business model canvas? You can simply go on Google and type business model canvas, and it will give you a chart or give you an actual canvas that you can print out and spend time on it. I really want to encourage you, because it would also help you identify your blind spots. Questions that you can ask yourself is, who are your key partners, if you really do not know? Because at the end of the day, we are trying to focus on our key functions, our core functions as a business. If we do not have the capacity to do it ourselves, we outsource. But those are partners. Let me give you an example. And this is specifically on key partners. Obviously, as time goes on, we'll be speaking about the other segments. But for key partners, a perfect example is KFC. KFC does not make its own chickens. It outsources them. Where do they outsource them from? Sometimes Rainbow Chicken, depending on what the contract is, or another chicken farm or poultry farm. But that is a key partner, because without the chicken, they cannot sell us streetwise tools or family treats and so on. So in KFC's business model canvas, they will put Rainbow Chicken as a key partner. The key resources is obviously the staff that are around, and the key activities is making the chicken, making the fries, the marketing, all of that stuff included. So this is the way that an entrepreneur needs to think, because in the ages that we are in, we have no time. We really do not have any time to be delving into the details. We just want a short, quick, brief summary of what a business does. Investors as well. Investors really do not have time to be looking into things in greater detail in the first glance. That is why you have things such as your 30-second elevator pitch. An elevator pitch in 30 seconds, essentially, if you were to be with a potential investor in an elevator, what are the key things that you would say when you are selling your business? What are those things? Think about it. Who is the customer? How much are you grossing? What do you need from them if you were to get into business with them? Who are these people? You know, so because, again, time. That is also why when we speak, when entrepreneurs make a decision, they think about everything at one go, and then they move on to the next one. They make a decision, yes, no, move on, because there's other things that we have to deal with. We do not have the privilege of a 9 to 5 where we're like, no, I'll deal with it tomorrow. Things need to be dealt with at that time, because we never know what else might happen tomorrow or within the next 2 hours. So we always have to be on the move, always have to be on the go. I also do not want to use this to intimidate you guys as entrepreneurs or potential hustlers. I want you to take this as an opportunity, take this as a privilege, that being an entrepreneur is an absolute privilege, because you are contributing towards the greater good. Yes, entrepreneurs are all about money, but it's also about making the greater contribution. You know, if you look at what a business does, especially when they come to outmaneuvering competitors, they focus on 3 things: how to be convenient, how to be cheaper, how to be faster. If you look at any business, focus on those 3 things. How are they making things easier for customers? What is the convenience package? What is the budget? Are they cheaper and are they faster? And then you will get to understand exactly what they are selling to an individual. So a business model canvas gives you, it lays the foundation. It literally lays the foundation for you to know what you need, what you don't need, what you're really spending time on, what you should be spending time on. Because why? As business people, instant gratification. We need to make things now, because time is money. So I encourage you, set that down, print it out, write it out, just give yourself at least an hour, 2 hours, or maybe even a day. Draw up this map and see who are the individuals, who are the key components. What are the key components that are really needed for your business to function and for you to measure your value proposition? Because you're doing all of these things for who? For the customer. Why? To make money, and also to assist the community. So members like us, people like us, entrepreneurship is an extreme sport. But again, it is a privilege. It is an honor to be an entrepreneur. So I want to use this as a tool, as a platform for you to educate yourself, to find resources, cheap resources as well. Because as a startup, we don't have millions. We're not like Google, or we're not like Microsoft. We don't have billions and billions of rands or dollars to just be pouring in to research and development. And because time is an issue, we want to get quick resources, quick tools that will help us and help our businesses function better, in order for us to better the communities, better ourselves, enrich ourselves, and just maneuver through the spaces. And why is this important? In the country that we live in, South Africa, we have a very serious unemployment rate, especially amongst the young people. And because of that reason, we do not have a choice but to be entrepreneurs. So some of us are escaping. Out of necessity, we have to get into businesses. We have to start businesses because the idea is that rather than put your attention on trying to find a job, drawing up a CV, trying to customize a CV for a specific business or specific company that you want to hire you, you can use all that energy and starting something up from the ground, knowing that you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears, you are putting your IP, and you are accountable for your actions. That is an honor. It is difficult. Yes, it is an extreme sport, but to see a business grow, knowing that you put your effort for you, not for anyone else, not for a paycheck, for you, it's more than money. It really is more than money. So just on those touching notes, think about it. BMC, Business Model Canvas. Spend time as an entrepreneur, even if you're starting out or you have a business idea. Print that out, lay it on the floor, have a pen and paper, a highlighter, and just go through it. Focus on the key partners. Write down who those potential key partners are, who the key partners should be. Go on to the key activities. Write down what are the main things that need to be done in your business. Move to the key resources. What do you need? If you are a production company, you would need cameras, you would need internet, you would need staff, you would need labor, all of these things. If you go into cost structure, how much would those things cost? If you go into value proposition, what are you selling? What are the things that you are selling to the potential client or the potential customer? Your marketing channels, your distribution channels. Are you using Facebook? Are you using Instagram? Are you using all of these things? If you look at the segments, customer segment, knowing that there's a population of people between the ages 19 to 24, but there's also another subcategory which is between 15 to 17, for example. What are your segments? Who are the people that you are selling to? These are all the things that you need to think about. And the business model canvas makes it super easy because you don't have to thumbsuck what to think about. The business model canvas is there. Those questions are there. Who are the people? Who are the customers? What is your revenue stream? Because at the end of the day, you are trying to make money. What is your revenue stream? Are you making money from monetizing your Facebook accounts, your social media accounts, or your YouTube? Are you monetizing from selling to production companies if you are a production house? What are all these things that you need to think about? The business model canvas is essentially your business consultant, your business coach. It is your exam because we are trying to make things practical. We don't need a master's in business administration. And unfortunately, we can't afford it as well because we are starting out. But there are resources, there are tools that can help guide us in the beginning. And once you feel that your business is generating enough income, then you can scale up. And when you scale up, you can then get people to fill those spots that you have since filled. If you're on social media now and you have an idea that in the next 3 months, you don't want to do social media anymore, you need to generate enough income so that you can bring in a social media marketing manager. Those are all of these things that you can think about via the business model canvas. So remember those, business model canvas. Just 3 words, business model canvas. In the other episodes, I'll take you through the other key components, because we really need to focus, we need to define these things so that when we go into business, we know exactly what we need, who we need to speak to, what resources we need to put together, because time is money. The quicker you know these things, the quicker you can get into business, the quicker you can start generating income, the quicker you can make change. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, entrepreneurs, hustlers, and all the alike. The name is Bliss Sibia from the X Factor Youth here on Homegrown Hustle. Until next time, signing out.
Africa's gift to its tribe. Homegrown Radio. Ekaya.
Wait, it's the kids next door?